Star Wars Episode 7. They've revealed the names of things.
Yes, there's all the characters in the trailers. We know their names now.
The little droid, BB-8.
Yep.
The dude in the plane, Poe Dameron.
It's Poe Dameron.
Then you got the guy, the stormtrooper, Finn. Then you got the girl, Rey. Then you got Kylo Ren. This is a news story and it's really popular right now. I don't care anything about it. But what I want to know, Nick, is when we were sitting here getting ready to talk about The Last Guardian, again, we don't care. You brought up the fact that a debate started, could Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, be the highest grossing film of all time?
Yes, I think it can.
Do you think it will?
Potential. I think it will. I think it will. I think we've got a long time to tease that movie out. It's got a lot of potential, and it's Star Wars. I mean, think about the lineage and the heritage of Star Wars. Think about all the people throughout the years that have been watching it that will go see this film.
Think about when The Phantom Menace came back, and it wasn't the highest grossing film of all time. The defense rests!
At the time, it probably was pretty close to the highest grossing film of all time.
I would say that the lineage and the heritage are the problem here.
You think so?
Yeah, I really think that it's just like, you know, we went to the same restaurant 6 times, and 3 times the meal sucked. Like, and they're just like, oh, we have new management or whatever. And you're like, how am I gonna eat there? Like, all the Yelp reviews talk about this one guy got diarrhea from it, and there's a hair in the food. That was pretty much the prequels. It was hair and diarrhea. But I don't think that people are going to take that and go into the new movie going like, hey, this is a fresh, clean slate. Not a lot of people really understand that. Like, branding and the value of something that is very important. I think it's been sort of soured.
Yeah, see, I mean, I'm in the opposite camp, right? I think there's a lot of us who loved the original trilogy, then the prequels kind of came out and weren't what we wanted them to be. Now I want to see a good Star Wars, and I want there to be nothing but good Star Wars movies.
Oh, I'm totally in that camp. I'm with you on that camp.
I think every single person who's a fan of Star Wars wants that, right? They literally want this to be as good as the first time they watched A New Hope.
The thing is that this is a comeback story. This is the return to form. People, you were burned by the prequel, sure.
Yep.
You don't know how you feel. You're not as big into Star Wars. But the more they talk about it, the more you get excited. They have Han Solo back. They have Luke Skywalker. They have Princess Leia. They have the Millennium Falcon. They're using practical effects. It's a snowball that, even though I don't care about any of these people in the trailer, because who the hell are they? It's when we get to this point of like, I'm excited to see those characters back and see the characters we already loved, right? We never loved characters in the prequels.
No.
Darth Maul, he's dead in the first one. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Then what? You hated Anakin.
I liked Obi-Wan. I liked Obi-Wan. I thought Obi-Wan was actually probably the best character in the whole thing.
Well, I liked Annie's slave owner. That was my favorite guy.
It's only because you can do the accent and it's slightly racist every time you do it.
Want to come over here. You got to get in your pod racer and drive and make me some money.
It's just like this sick old man. He's growing.
Anakin.
I hope he comes back. I hope he's the one thing.
It was so racist.
He lives forever. He's like,
he's an alien. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it is.
So this is what that movie's up against, right? It's up against Avatar.
Yeah, right now the top 3 grossing movies are Avatar, Titanic, and Avengers.
Isn't it Avatar, Avengers, Titanic, or is it Avatar?
No, I think it's Avatar, Titanic.
So James Cameron's got the top 2 spots.
He
does.
You think about those 3 movies, right? They all share one thing in common. They didn't have anything before them. There was no like Avatar Episode 1, right? There was no Avengers Episode 1. There was no Titanic Episode 1.
The Avengers had a whole bunch of things leading up to it.
The Avengers had a lot leading up to it. The Avengers had like 7 movies leading up to it, right? So,
I think Star Wars casts a wider net than Avengers. I think Star Wars, everyone has some kind of feeling about, and most are positive. I'm not the world's biggest space guy, but I like watching Star Wars movies. I'm excited to see what happens. Avengers, maybe you're a DC kid, you never want to go. Maybe you're just not into comics. There's different things there that seem to be missing where sci-fi gets around everything.
I just feel like if and I think JJ will do this, and I call him JJ because we're on a first name basis.
He's a friend of the show, JJ.
You watch that trailer, and maybe it's because I am a huge fanboy, maybe it's because I'm bringing that to it, but that trailer had moments that were Star Wars, like tried and true in it. Versus you'll watch, like I'll watch something, you watch the Captain America 2 trailer, or you watch Avengers 2, and it's cool, and I'm really gonna go see those movies, and I'll be there first day, but it doesn't have that Star Wars punch. And I think if they can continue to do that for the next year, and JJ's been awesome at teasing things out, and you know he's gonna play ball. Like he's been doing all this crazy crossovers with Zack Snyder and Man of Steel and all that stuff.
He's a fun guy.
Yeah, it's insane. I think it's gonna be a huge success, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously.
I think it has a shot. Ticket prices are expensive. It's in 3D, right? Don't you gotta go to the IMAX and all this other jazz?
I mean, so the thing is, I feel like people treated Avatar like it was like buying a ticket for a ride. right? It was like for 2 hours you get to disappear into this magical planet with space tigers and the blue people and stuff like that.
Sigourney Weaver.
And Sigourney Weaver, and there's the guy in the wheelchair. And then you leave, and you're like, wow, that was a great ride. And you wanted to pay that money to get in there. But I don't really know that Star Wars is one of those films that most people even care about seeing in 3D. So right off the bat, you're cutting $5 off of every ticket.
That's a good point.
So if this is just a numerical, if this is like a money numbers game, no, you can't.
It's true. That's how James Cameron did.
How does the math work? Money numbers.
Money numbers.
We're excited to say that Brian Altano has been poached by CNBC to host Money Numbers.
Money numbers.
There's so many of them. Money numbers.
Speaking of numbers, Mini Gregway.